in my robe.
I can even tell that that's your robe.
It's just
Okay.
like a turtleneck.
Well, you always look fashionable, so I just figure it's a fashion thing, that's all. All right, so I already know that you and I have talked a little bit about Olivia already, so I'm just wondering, and I had this conversation with my friend just the last time. Like, I find that things are a lot harder for teens today compared to when we were teenagers. What do you think?
Yeah, I find that popularity piece for some reason seems to be like why is this up? Oh, there is my mouse. Seems to be such a big concern for so many of them. I don't understand. And it's hard, even though they know, like even with like Olivia, and even though she knows it's not that important and knows that it's not such a big deal, it's still in the on the back of their head, and it's hard to let go and not think of it as such a big piece. Like even like remember, I think we talked about like taking pictures of what you're eating for dinner and sharing it amongst each other. I'm like, Olivia, go, who cares? Cares what your friend had for dinner?
Yeah, there's a lot of comparison because social media makes it so easy to do that now, eh?
Or the likes. For sometimes they get into how many likes they have. I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
care if anybody likes me.
it's an addiction thing there, I think.
Yes, an addiction thing. That's exactly.
Yeah. So in terms of Olivia, like if there's one thing you could change about her ability to be happy, or maybe even just dealing with difficulties, what would you want to change?
Um, I would say, you know, a little more confidence in that area would be good. Um, just to be able to speak her mind in honesty and you know, not be afraid to, you know, to say those things, even like she knows deep down it's right, but sometimes you're afraid to express those concerns with other peers because you kind of know the way they're probably going to respond, and so you don't speak your mind.
Hmm. So there's a bit of peer pressure there.
Yeah.
Um, so it sounds like maybe Olivia could benefit from, learning some specific ways to better manage her responses to difficulties, or when she's feeling like that, the lack of confidence, and this might, in the end, impact her own happiness. Do you think so?
Oh, for sure, for
So if
sure. I
I could,
know.
yeah, if I could help her with that, do you think it's worth the conversation we're going to have right now?
Oh, definitely. I think she'd be more than up for that. She's actually in another thing that's kind of stumbling is she just asked me uh, to get some counseling when she worked for a little while at Piccolo's and she was dishwashing, and you know it was the one shift was like a straight 9 hour shift, and it's a long time to be washing dishes. So, but she had a couple obstacles. So the dishes kept coming and coming, and she was getting anxious over it, and feeling like she wasn't doing a good job. But sometimes it's just too busy, and you know you need help in the end. But it's just hard for her to understand that and just be happy with what she's doing and not get stressed out over that. And then the other piece I think that was difficult there was she's 15 doing dishes and everyone else who works there is 18, 20 years old, so it was hard kind of to make connections because you don't feel like you kind of fit in. So she does recognize that, you know, she was hating work because she was anxious about it, like she just couldn't have a good time, couldn't let go of things like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. The last person I was just talking to, her daughter's is very similar, having a lack of confidence to be able to just even speak her mind to go talk to the teacher about issues she's having. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
think Olivia's alone in that. But well, if this program could help Olivia to help, just help her kind of get over some of that, do you think that's something that would work for you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
Okay,
I think
well,
that's a
good.
great idea.
We're not going to take more than 30 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this under that for sure. And if in this 30 minutes I can get you kind of clear on what this program offers and how it's probably important for Olivia, then
Okay.
Maybe we can just kind of get into figuring out what's getting in the way of her hidden challenges, or that maybe she's not aware of, and we can talk about next steps moving forward. How does that sound?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, can you let me know right now where Olivia's ability to deal with difficult situation is? Does it take over her happiness, do you think? Or
I think there are times when she can do it. She's good, right? Depends who she's dealing with. And like she has no problem, letting me know when she's unhappy with something I've done or said, but we have a good relationship, right? She knows that no matter what's going to happen, I'm still going to love her. We're going to get over it quickly and move on. Whereas I think with peers and that kind of thing, I think the worry is that, oh my gosh, if I say something, this person's never going to be my friend again, right? Those are things that they think about. And until they get to the point, like, and I remember Savannah going through it too, but then she got to a point as she got older, it was like she didn't care. Because obviously they're not my friends anymore. And then there's also the I tried to talk to her about you might have this friend that's great to go shopping with, but this friend doesn't like it, or it's not really their thing. So you don't do that with them. Like certain friends that you do certain things with, or you jive. Like Savannah said, her best friend, Hannah LaBute, she goes, with us, we could sit in a room and talk and then not talk, and there could be, silence, and it doesn't matter. It's comfortable for us, right? But she says it's not always comfortable with other friendships I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are things that she's learned, but she's older, like that. It's okay that, this friend, maybe is a friend you go shopping, or they're friends that are good to be with only in groups, or, you know what I mean? Like there's different levels of friends, especially I find at that age. It's like Michelle Geiger. Okay, Michelle Geiger, she's not my friend that I'm going to go take on an all-day shopping spree, because she doesn't really like shopping that much.
Michelle and I can hang out while you shop with me.
Exactly. See?
Yeah, I get that. Okay. Well, let's do a little bit of fast forwarding here. So if Olivia signed up for this, it wouldn't start until after March break, which would be around March 22nd, I believe, and it would go through until May 24th. So we avoid breaking for March break, and we avoid coming close to the exam time.
Right. Makes sense.
So I want you to think about, like, fast forward and think towards the end of May. If Olivia took a course where, and I'm going to tell you kind of all the benefits she'll get from it, but if it changed her happiness or outlook or confidence in how she was able to speak her mind, or just know that the situation is nothing to do with her and it doesn't affect her happiness, because she can kind of, let it ride, like the water off a duck's back a little better. How would that help? Like what would change for her in terms of the rest of her life if she just felt that confidence that you're talking about that she lacks?
I think, like you said, she'd just be a little bit happier with life in general, right? That once you have that confidence, then you can let those little things just go and just focus on what's really important, right? The solid friendships you have, your family, what makes the things you like to do that make you happy. I think sometimes just understanding and realizing that some of those trivial, stupid things, just to let them go, and then you can focus on what really matters. Sometimes those trivial things seem so important to kids that age.
Yeah. Okay. And what about you? So 10 weeks later, in your wildest dreams, she's just got so much from this program. How would it be different for you?
For me, I think just to see her handle herself just a little bit differently would be great. I mean, you're obviously, no one's going to turn 360 overnight, but just to see that small change and just see how she handles herself or speaks a little more confidently. That makes me feel good as a parent, knowing that she's developing more communication skills, social skills to get her point across and to still be happy and confident from what she's saying and doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that too, for sure. So you guys have a great relationship. That's not anything that's being affected by this. I mean, maybe the one thing and that my friend just said too is that she finds her daughter goes to her too much in terms of what should I do and not being able to make her own decisions and wants her
No.
mom to figure everything else out.
I mean, I wouldn't say Olivia's to that point, but she is like that too. She's like, well, what do you think? What should I wear? Like, I'm like, or what should I eat? I'm like, I don't know. You're the one eating it. Like, there's no wrong answer, honey. Like, it's what you feel, right? So I definitely agree with what you just said about your friend. There's very much similarities there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, how old is Olivia now?
15.
Yeah. So she's grade 10 going into grade 11. And like by grade 11 and 12, you kind of want them to start to be more independent from you, right? Because what are we trying to do? We're trying to get them ready to be adults.
Right. Right.
And you don't always want to be the one that's solving everything, I guess, or answering her questions like that she can answer herself. That's how my friend was talking about it anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
just to be able to make those decisions on her own, like those simple ones, like that really, she shouldn't be asking me. She shouldn't be asking me what she should have for dinner. I'm like, you should know what you feel like eating. I don't ask Pam what I should have for dinner.
Well, think about her going into adulthood. I mean, if she could learn the stuff that you're hoping she learns, like obviously if you're starting to tackle it at the end of grade 10, that's awesome because then she has a couple, a few years to practice it, 3 or 4, whatever. But there's going to be a time where she has to start adulting, and don't we want them to have the confidence and the skills to do that, right? And
exactly.
Adulthood's not easy. So she's going to get some situations that might be really hard to handle. And she's got to have strategies for how to deal with the difficult things that are going to come.
Yeah.
Like for me as a teen, I was fine. I had lots of friends, good at sports, good at school, pretty happy teenage years. But then my mom passed like when I was 22.
Yeah.
And then I met the wrong guy.
Mm-hmm.
I moved across the world with the wrong guy and had a couple kids and got stuck there. And I mean, I just went into 15 years of funk, like I just didn't have strategies to deal with all of it. I just don't know why we're not teaching this stuff in high school when we know right now the mental health and well-being of kids is really struggling. Some kids are really struggling, but okay. Let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed do you feel that you might be with this program and having me help Olivia?
Oh, 10 for sure. I think it's great. I think it'd be great for her.
Awesome. I love hearing that. So
yeah, me too.
How committed though do you think Olivia might be once you tell her about it? Do you think this is something she'd want to do or?
Yeah, I think so. Cause she, like I said, she's already, reached out to me about scheduling some counseling because she feels like she's got this anxiety with work, like she ended up quitting. And because I said to her, maybe you're just not ready for this ready for work, or you're not ready, or this wasn't the right fit for you. You have to kind of figure out what went wrong or what didn't fit for you, so that for the next job what you kind of have to look for. You have to figure these things out. I can't tell you, is it you felt like I think at first she thought she would be good with a job that didn't have a lot of social interaction, and that's why she thought, okay, I'll wash dishes kind of thing. But then I think after being in that situation, I think she really actually craved social interaction with others.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it
right
until after.
Well, that's a good insight. Well, it's a good experience for her to figure that out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like this might be good for Olivia. And so if some of these challenges weren't in her way and she had a roadmap to effectively dealing with all of this stuff, in terms of a beginning anyway, taking responsibility for her own decisions, confidence, and happiness, that's going to make your life a little easier.
Oh yeah, because then it relieves that worry that she's not able to handle certain situations on her own, right?
Yeah. So I totally see this for you. I know that these challenges are something that you and Olivia can, figure out, and probably will in some shape or form as she gets older. But why not start earlier than later? You know what I'm saying? And I think that this is something that this class or course would really help her with.
Yeah.
So, do you want to know a little bit more about what's in the program?
Yeah. How does it like is it didn't you say it was like a small group? Is it like it's like a Google Meet kind of thing?
Yeah. So, I'm planning a 10-week live thing like this where we have kids of like ages. So, I do have some people that are asking me, and their kids are in grade 8 and 9. I would probably have them their own group, and then the older girls in a different group. And I'm just going to focus on girls right now,
Yeah.
because I think it'd be awkward to mix the genders, and then that would just kind of maybe
Yeah.
kids close up a little bit. But
Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah, so it would start off with a module where we kind of look at why so many teenagers today are so unhappy, so that kids understand that it's not just them. This is something that's going on like all over the place. I think sometimes teenagers are so like, into what their thoughts are that they don't realize that they're not alone. And then right then and there, I'm going to give them some very easy ways that they can improve their happiness or deal with these difficult situations immediately, so they can start practicing them from the beginning. Would that
Mhm.
be good for her?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Okay. So I'm also going to take them through ways to become the happiest version of themselves by gaining not only knowledge. And do you know that this stuff is taught at Stanford and at Yale?
oh yeah.
It is. Like there's courses in university and like high educational universities where this stuff is taught there. I don't know why we're not teaching it here, but anyway, they'll get the knowledge, but like they won't have to do a lot of work. I'm going to deliver the knowledge live and fun because I'm really good at that. I am. And I'll use Google Slides and videos and whatever so that they're there for an hour, but it won't be just all information going at them. Like they're going to have some talk time between each other. And then when we're done our live session, they're going to have, I'm going to do it through this platform called Experienceify. And the kids are going to love it because every time they get something achieved, they click a button and it gives them like this like gamification stuff where they get the sounds and you did it, and they get all the imagery, and it's kind of fun. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing it now through Experienceify myself. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Points to kind of track themselves, not competition against each other, but just for their own self. But anyway, by the end of it, though, they're going to have some lifelong habits, that they can use when they're in the middle of a difficult situation or just dealing with difficult emotions.
Mhm.
Hopefully, some of those practices will become routines that they'll have for the rest of their lives, so that when they become adults, and they're faced like I was with some crappy situations, they at least have some strategies for dealing with it. How does that sound?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
good.
wish I had that actually.
Yeah,
Um,
no kidding. When you say that, I think, oh my God, you got married and were whisked away in like six months. You were 6 months older than Savannah is right now.
oh,
Yikes.
geez. Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Put it
Um,
in perspective.
well, think about how good this will be for teens to have these strategies, develop the routines, and have a plan that's going to affect their future relationships, their careers, and just basically living their best life, right? So by the end of the 10 weeks, they're going to have a plan. They're going to get everything electronically. They won't have to write stuff down, and they'll have access to all of the different things that I'm going to share with them, which will be over 20 plus strategies that they can keep in a little book or wherever they want to keep it. And they'll practice the ones that they like. Like when I look at the strategies, there's some that I'm really geared to, and I do all the time now. And then some that just I try them, but they don't really work for me. So having
No
more than 20 will help.
different than exercises, Pam. It's like you watch a workout video. I'm like, I like doing that, but I'm going to skip that and do something different, right?
The same, yeah. This one works for me. That one doesn't.
Yeah.
Right now, I want to do squats, but my needs are telling me I don't. But
So I'll do deadlifts instead because I like them better.
I do like those better, actually. Me too. You know what? With adulthood looming around the corner, this will be a great foundation for all these kids. Like wherever they are at in this, road of happiness or whatever we want to call it. I just don't want them to have to wait until they're a middle-aged person like me to try to figure all this out.
Yeah.
So anyway, with the live group sessions, they're going to be, it's going to be a small group of like-minded teenagers where they're going to have a lot of support and feel that a sense of belonging, where they can talk about issues and smash through some of this stuff together. And just, that'll be nice because it's a small group. You're kind of being held accountable because you got to turn up. And if you don't turn up because something happens, you can't make it, everything will be recorded and I'll share it with them after.
Okay.
They get points for turning up though. So every little thing that they do, they get points for it, right? So it kind of gives them an incentive. Yeah. And obviously me being there, I can answer questions right away instead of doing just some people do courses with just videos. And I don't think that that's useful in this situation at all. So
No, yeah.
yeah. Also, I'm going to have some opportunities for parents to get together with me week 5 and week 9. Parents don't have to, but if they want to, I'm going to have a Google Meet for parents to just kind of get the lowdown on what we've done and where we're going. And just I can answer any questions that parents might have. And then the kids are also going to be belong to a WhatsApp where they can ask me questions whenever they want. So they don't have to wait until the following week session that we're together. They can, if something's going on, they just want to say hi or they want to ask a question, they can do that all the time. And I've started an Instagram group already for these kids where they will be in a, supportive group of kids that are just using social media for positives and not comparisons. They're just it's going to be a pump me up sort of Instagram group. And then WhatsApp. Yes. What else do we have here? At the very end, the last week, I want to have a graduation celebration and have each participant with their own roadmap to use going forward. So like I said, all that stuff that we've done over the 10 weeks will be kind of electronically available to them and they can use forever, including the 20 plus real life exercises that they can do to help with life's curveballs. How does that sound?
Yeah.
And then the last thing, and I think this is pretty cool, Olivia will be a pioneer because this is going to be the beginning of a very big movement of teenagers needing to do something about their own happiness. So I kind of have a big vision of where this is going, but this is just our starting point. So I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Do you think I covered everything? Is there anything else you'd like to see in it if you were to say yes?
I don't think so.
Well,
sounds good.
You can always think about it.
Yeah.
So, would you like to know what's included in the program?
Sure. What's included in the program?
So, From Surviving to Thriving, A Teen's Road to Happiness, there's the 10-week sessions. As you know, there's going to be bonuses given at the end of the 10 weeks for those kids that complete and get a certain percentage point of their points that they can achieve. And also there's a guarantee. So if after 2 sessions, Olivia doesn't like it, I'm going to reimburse you for the remaining sessions.
Okay.
So she at least has a time, 2 weeks to try it out. And if it's not working for her, I would never want to hold somebody stuck there that they're not enjoying it. Right.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a couple weeks to try. And if it seems like it's doing something for you, you continue. If it's not, you're not connecting.
Right. Yeah, I think so. So do you want to know what your investment would be?
Sure.
So you can have installments of 187, 3 installments of 187, or if you just pay the full price, it's $497, which would save you $64.
Okay.
Do one of these fit for you?
Yeah, I like to divide it up into 3 easy installments.
Okay. Great. Okay, so I'm going to get in touch with you. I want you to have a chat with Olivia, see what she thinks, and I will be in touch with you in the next couple of days. Okay, does that sound all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Give me time to talk to her, and
yeah,
we'll go from there.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Paulette. I appreciate it.